Coming up today, we're joined by the incredible Grace Aberhart. We'll tell you about Jessica Mauboy's local show announcement, and Dan will take us through the highlights of this week's pub trivia guide. Produced on Awabakal and Warramai land, this is The Good Stuff on Newcastle Live.
This is
Good.
good stuff.
The good stuff.
Jessica Mauboy has just announced a show in Newcastle for March of next year. The Yours Forever tour will celebrate the release of her highly anticipated fifth album, set to be out in February of 2024. The first single, called Give You Love, features fellow co-host of The Voice, Jason Derulo. To grab your tour tickets or to check out the new single, be sure to head on over to newcastlelive.com.au.
Good stuff.
Local legend and TikTok-based queen Grace Aberhart is about to drop her debut EP called What I Could Tell You. We're joined by Grace to chat all about this EP and her musical journey so far. I've been so spooked to do this because I'm like, you're so fantastic, and it's like hard to wrap up everything that you've ever done into,
Sweet.
one little bit. But
Oh.
hopefully we can scratch the surface a little bit.
Yeah, let's scratch some surfaces.
Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, I'd like to start off by asking, what was your journey into music like?
So it started when I was born.
Yeah.
I've kind of just been doing it since I can remember, to be honest. I feel like I just have always been singing, and picked up guitar when I was in year 6, maybe at 12. And then I was as soon as I picked up guitar, I just wanted to start songwriting. But before that, I was also playing drums and flute in little primary school bands and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, after guitar, I was ooh, I want to play bass. And that was when I, just randomly got a bass guitar and then just got super into it. Mm. And then that kind of kick-started, me being in a band, and then after that, I was just getting really into songwriting. And from there, it's just, progressed to, where I'm at now, I guess, yeah.
What was your first band?
My first band was called Gel, and it was 2 guys from my high school stage band, Eli and Lockie, and it was just our initials made the name Gel. But
Grace,
yeah.
Eli and Lockie.
Yeah, it was great. But we all gelled together. It was great.
You've had so many different people around you in your life that have contributed to your musical journey. In particular, definitely. I'd like to talk about your dad and your fam. Yeah. What kind of role has your family played into your love of music?
My dad has literally just been my number one inspiration for pretty much everything I do in music. He even gave me my first bass lessons because he pretty much plays everything too. But yeah, he's super inspiring to me, songwriting wise, and everything I do, I'm yep, it's definitely inspired by you. And then my mum's just been super nurturing and supportive of me doing music as well, and it's never been I don't know, a question. It's always just been that's what I want to do. So
that's what you're meant to be doing.
I've had super supportive parents, and they're both super creative and kind of get the whole artist brain.
Yeah. Well, next up, I want to ask about the EP. Yeah. What I Could Tell You. Tell me about the name to begin with and the overall theme of it.
So it was a bunch of songs I wrote, I want to say about 2 years ago, or even, about 2 years ago. And I think some of them I wrote during COVID, early I wrote, I think during a lockdown. I'm not too sure. And I wrote them all in a very similar time period where I was going through feelings of heartbreak, and my mental health was a bit whack, and I was just everything kind of came into place. And basically What I Could Tell You is just a chunk of one of the song's choruses, from If You Ever Make the Call. There's the chorus is, I don't know what I could tell you. And I never knew what to call the EP until Healy one day was because we were just sitting there I don't know what to call it at all. And then Healy was oh, why don't we call it What I Could Tell You? And I was yeah, sounds good. And then that was it. I was yep.
So
Perfect.
easy.
Yeah, because I'm terrible with coming up with stuff like that. Yeah, I'm really proud of it though. I think it's a cool little thing. It'll be cool to look back on as a first EP, I think it was like a good little project.
Yeah. It's been awesome. The singles so far have been fantastic, so I can't wait to hear the rest of the EP. Grace, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. It's been awesome.
Love you.
I love you too.
Yay.
This is where it sounds good. Good stuff.
From Newcastle Live Pub Trivia Guide, tonight it's Quizmasters at Central Leagues in Charlestown. Tomorrow night, Nick Milligan will host music and movie trivia over at the Stag. It's a Friends TV retrospective with Jared and Ryan asking the questions over at Adamstown Bolo on Wednesday. And on Thursday night, the folks over at the Sydney Junction Hotel will test your knowledge of Game of Thrones. To find out everything else happening around the region, hit newcastlelive.com.au.
This is
Good stuff.
That's it for the good stuff today. It was an absolute honour to get to chat to Grace Aberhart on the show. If you want to check out the full interview, head on over to the Newcastle Live app, website or YouTube channel. Thanks heaps for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow from 4 p.m. for more of the good stuff.